Morning to everybody. Just a little explanation of what I'm about today. Going out on a little ride of exploration. We have numerous airfields, old air bases from the Second World War around my location. So I'm going to try and visit 3, starting with Brayton, going on to Melbourne, and then the next one is, now I forget the name of this one, never mind, it'll come back to me, but it is the airfield where the film Top Gear, so that should be interesting. I may not be able to get onto them all because all of them are either taken over by industrial premises. The Melbourne one is on Melrose Farms, so I might not be able to get there. The biggest hope I've got is actually Brayton, which is the first one I'm going to visit today. I've got a little route that will take me right around the airfield perimeter runway. Hopefully I'll be able to get all the way around. I'll never know till I get there. Anyhow, it's not a bad day. It's cloudy, cool, but dry. That's the most important thing. Today I'm on my mountain bike because I probably have to negotiate bridle paths and footpaths. So I'll leave it at that. I'll put you down and I'll get going. Well, I've just gone through the village of Wrestle and I'm about to go past a castle that got burnt down and rebuilt. This is Wrestle Castle, built in 1641 and has had a few owners. Well, today is much better than the last 2 days, although it's not warm again, not your typical second week of June weather, quite cool. I believe we had warmer days in January. Yes, that would be true. There we go, another view of the castle. Oh no, Castle Farm, the new owners of the castle. Saying the weather really has turned here in Yorkshire and Humberside. Yesterday the temperature, mean temperature through the day was only 10 degrees centigrade. Evening temperatures has been down as low as 6 and 7. I was on the turbo trainer doing a couple of workouts on Sufferfest. Nice though. Well, here we are, just south of Brayton, which is where my first airfield is, and I will be taking a track around the back of Brayton, and hopefully we'll get to the perimeter runway of the airfield. At the moment we're looking at the River Derwent, beautiful River Derwent, which runs from the back of my house, back of my village, Barnby Marsh and Hemmingbrough, from the River Ouse all the way up to Malton. It's navigable as far as Stamford Bridge. However, there's no locks in it as far as I know, and yeah, it's a very nice scenic place. And actually at the point where I am here, I'm in East Yorkshire. If I cross the river, I'll be in North Yorkshire. As between Barnby Marsh Barrage up to Elvington, it marks the boundary between North Yorkshire and East Yorkshire. And I must get on. I'll catch you all later. Well, according to my map, Island Survey map, I'm now at the perimeter of Breton Airfield. I shall turn left and see where that brings us. A turn left, that will take us to the Breton Airdrome and the main runways. Well, I'm on the perimeter of the airfield now. Hopefully I'm going to go right here and follow what you call the perimeter run out, I suppose. But it looks like it's fenced off here, so I can only go left. Never mind, I'll go left, see where that takes us. I hope this is getting me in focus, because I have no idea. I keep looking at my hand and the camera always seems to be facing the wrong way. But I'll turn you round to see where I am. As you can see, I'm on the outer perimeter of the airfield. It's been tarmacked over the old concrete blocks. Turn you round, you can probably, hopefully see there's been some extensive industrial work going on. There's an aero club further on. Hopefully you can see that there's a windsock, but there is an aero club there and a small aero museum. There we are, the Aero Club. Sorry, I've got to look at it through gated fence. Well, there we go. The old area, outbuildings, perimeter buildings. Well, I'm now at the site of Melbourne Airfield. Directly in front of me, I can't zoom, but is a hangar, and to its left is a control tower. It's also the site of Melbourne Raceway. This is where they do some drag racing. This track I'm on now is just off the main road, but it's blocked by an electronic gate. There you go, Melbourne Airfield control tower, and there's a great big hangar just behind it. When we look around here, some old buildings further back, and there's a hangar which I saw from the road, and going from left to right you can see the edge line. That's a runway. Anyhow, we'll leave it at that. And some bombs, or bombs, one of the great hangars converted to use for other things. I've now done 2 airfields, Brighton, Melbourne. Melbourne's a working site with a big pig farm and northern crop dryers working there. But I was allowed to go on to take a photograph of the control tower, and I could see the runway, which obviously I think they raced down. But yeah, great. It's you know, you can see that there's been RAF around here, because just over on my right here are some standard hangars for smaller aeroplanes. Just over the right, and there's a larger hangar. Whether they've been moved from the main site or not, I don't know. But yeah, there we are. Pocklington Canal, footpath through to Pocklington. Lovely, very peaceful. Now that way, it's a Sutton-on-Derwent, which is the way I'm going to go along this footpath. Very quiet, lots of meadowland to the left. It looks very much like it's a flooding area. Looking up ahead, this is going towards Elvington and Sutton-on-Derwent. It doesn't look like they've cut the reeds further ahead. It's nicely cut so far, and then I haven't got any further. That's it. Well, I'm about to turn left here, which is the site of the Yorkshire Air Museum. Also, it's the entry onto Elvington Airfield. Famous probably for the crash that happened with Top Gear, a high-speed crash, and Hamilton suffered brain damage and was in hospital for a long time. Fortunately, he's now recovered. But yeah, a lot of Top Gear has been filmed on this airfield. Let's go and see what it looks like. As expected, it's closed due to the lockdown. But there you go, let's have a look. Oh, don't know how far I'm going to get up here. There we go, trespass will be prosecuted, and I know they will. Here you go. We're at the back of Fulford Golf Course at the moment on Heslington. I think it's common. It's common, I think. Yeah. Bridle path now goes left around the back of the course.